これは今日午後オンラインで行われた国家戦略特別区域会議で郡市長が申請したものです。申請によりますと、仙台市が認定した企業で働く外国人を出入国管理上の優遇措置の対象とし、在留資格を得やすくします。企業は仙台市内に拠点があり、特定の助成金の交付を受けることが必要で、高度な技術や専門知識を持った外国人を対象としています。現在、仙台市内では次世代放射光施設の整備が進められていて、市は特区の導入により国際的な研究開発拠点やグローバル企業の誘致などを目指しています。今回の申請は近く認定される見通しで、仙台市は今年度中に制度を導入したいとしています。
自治体で行われている AI を使った婚活支援を来年度から国が後押しすることになりました。
結婚の希望を叶える取り組み、それから子育てに温かい社会づくり機運の醸成の取り組み、そういった地方自治体が行っているものに対して、AI をはじめとするマッチングシステムの高度化を支援すると。
結婚を希望する男女を仲介するサービスはすでに各自治体で実施されています。内閣府関係者によりますと、 AI を導入することであらかじめ登録した希望条件に当てはまらない相手についても提案できるようになるということです。結婚の希望を後押しし、少子化を食い止める狙いがあり、政府は事業に必要な費用を来年の予算案に反映させたい考えです。
Current vehicle safety technology is better than ever before. Automatic emergency braking and forward collision warning alone have had a dramatic impact on collision reduction, driven by camera-centric technology. Mobileye also offers a retrofit solution, which can provide a safety boost to cars already on the road. But imagine having an even greater impact. With over 30 million vehicles enabled today, Mobileye is making that vision a reality. Mobileye's latest IQ technology and trifocal camera enables more advanced ADAS systems using road experience management. These vehicles harness the power of the Mobileye crowd to build and maintain an accurate map of the environment in near real time. Mobileye's camera-centric sensing, ADAS actuation capabilities, and enhanced localization from REM maps form the cutting-edge technology foundation for the evolution of ADAS and help enable the autonomous future. To prove this foundational approach, our AV implementation includes 360-degree camera data and REM maps that double-check the environment with the vehicle's radar and LiDAR to enable true redundancy and show technical accuracy. But to take AVs out of the lab and put them on the road, the industry must come together to define a common safety model. That is why Mobileye has proposed an open and transparent model on what it means for an AV to drive safely, and we invite the industry to join in the collaboration. At Mobileye, we're doing much more than developing next-level automotive safety technology. We're helping save lives today and taking the industry closer to a safer and more scalable autonomous tomorrow.
Amazon.com はドローンを使った宅配サービスプライムエアーの認可を FAA アメリカ連邦航空局から取得したと発表しました。アメリカメディアによりますと FAA は年末までに街中で配達を行うドローンについての規制を整備します。Amazon は今後アメリカ国内で試験飛行を始めますが、本格的に配達が始まるのは数年先になるだろうということです。アマゾンは声明で、この認可はドローン宅配サービスに向けた重要な一歩だ。30分配達という当社の目標を実現するため、FAA や世界中の規制当局と緊密に協力するとしています。
The big tech can glean from residual data is huge. The family photos we post on our Facebook pages contain residual data from which vast amounts of valuable knowledge can be distilled.
Let's say I put my children's birthday party photo album on the web, on the Facebook pages. What we don't understand is that the most important thing there are not the photos per se. It's the predictive signals that these companies can lift from the photos. It's not just my face, but it's allowing them to have the face so that they can analyze the hundreds of muscles and everything you do online, and then pretty soon they need more data, but then they also discover that we need varieties of data. It's not just volume, but it's different qualities of data.
De problematiek in de hele mobiliteit wordt in ieder geval precies hetzelfde als de problematiek wat wij nu al op het internet meemaken, met je smartphone meemaken. Dat je eigenlijk zonder het te weten betaalt met je privacy. Want die auto weet precies wat je doet, waar je naartoe gaat. Er zitten 15 camera's op een beetje moderne auto dadelijk. En ja, als jij toegang hebt tot 1% van alle auto's, dan weet jij alles wat er op de wereld gebeurt. Ja, als die data dadelijk meer waard gaat worden dan het kost om met een auto te rijden, wie weet krijg je dadelijk een gratis auto aangeboden. En je betaalt met je privacy. Net als met al die gratis diensten die je van Google krijgt, gaat het daar misschien ook met het...
meer waard gaat worden dan het kost om met een auto te rijden. Wie weet krijg je dadelijk een gratis auto aangeboden. En je betaalt met je privacy. Net als met al die gratis diensten die je van Google krijgt, gaat het daar misschien ook met het...
autorijden worden.
Well, surveillance capitalism broke through in Silicon Valley 2002, 3, and 4. It changed the bar for investment. Now you had Google making money on the basis of what I call the surveillance dividend. Now, what venture capitalist wants to invest in a firm that's, just making an app, when it can invest in a firm that's making an app plus the surveillance dividend? So what happened right away was that the investment started flowing to the people who were making more money, and that more came from the surveillance dividend. And now that is the structure that is flowing across the whole economy. Why bother to put all that effort into the engineers and the factories and the science to make a car that runs without carbon when all we need to do is sell the data from the darn vehicles? And we've got the surveillance dividend, and all those investors are going to come to us and give us the kind of market capitalization that the leading surveillance capitalists have. That's our new lease in life. That's our path forward in the 20th century.
En die data is zoveel waard, daar zit iedereen op de azen. En daarom wil Google ook graag in de wereld van automotive, want op zich valt er met auto's niet zo heel veel te verdienen. En die gaan die auto als paard van Troje gebruiken om aan al die data te komen.
Het is zoveel waard, daar zit iedereen op de azen. En daarom wil Google ook graag in die wereld van automotive, want op zich valt er met auto's niet zo heel veel te verdienen. En die gaan die auto als paard van Troje gebruiken om aan al die data te komen.
We even now see it coming full circle back to the birthplace of mass production in the Ford Motor Company, where the CEO of Ford Motor now says, we want market capitalization like Facebook and Google. How do we get it? Well, instead of figuring out how to make a car that runs carbon-free, what we're going to do is repurpose our automobiles as surveillance vehicles, and we're going to stream data from the 100,000 people who are driving around in Ford cars. We're going to combine that with the data we have from Ford Credit, where he says, we already know everything about you. And these data sets are going to put us on a par with the likes of the great surveillance capitalists, and who wouldn't want to invest in Ford Motor under those circumstances?
The primary economy, what we perceive as primary economy, build a nice car, grow some nice food, build a house, means zilch in this surveillance economy.
So this began with Android. Once Google acquired the ability to make the Android phone, there were a lot of people in Google who said, oh, this is fantastic. Now we have a phone like Apple, and we can sell a phone and we can make a great margin on that phone. And that margin is going to fund our profits, and this is going to make us really rich. But the wiser heads in Google prevailed. The people who already understood surveillance capitalism prevailed. And they said just the opposite. We want the phone and everything associated with the phone to be as cheap as possible. In fact, if we can get the price to zero, that's even better. We want everybody to have a phone, because the more they have the phone and the more they spend time on the phone, the more data we get from them. The more behavioral surplus streams into our supply chains. So if we can give it away, we're going to give it away.
The wiser heads in Google prevailed. the people who already understood surveillance capitalism prevailed. And they said just the opposite. We want the phone and everything associated with the phone to be as cheap as possible. In fact, if we can get the price to zero, that's even better. We want everybody to have a phone, because the more they have the phone and the more they spend time on the phone, the more data we get from them. The more behavioral surplus streams into our supply chains. So if we can give it away, we're going to give it away.
Google's free mobile operating system, Android, means Google holds the key to almost 90% of the world's smartphones. In order to obtain as much data as possible from all these cell phones, Google experimented with network balloons in those parts of the world where mobile internet is not available. Facebook, not to be outdone, flew network drones over growing markets and offered free internet in combination with the Facebook app.
And connecting them represents one of the greatest opportunities available to humanity today. Hi, Mark. Why are you showing so much interest in India? Answer honestly. Our mission is to give everyone in the world the power to share what's important to them and to connect every person in the world.
Aware of the potential dangers of American data robbery, India politely declined the offer and made do without Zuckerberg's generosity. In other parts of the world, Facebook's true intentions are becoming clearer every day. But we need whistleblowers for that. Facebook is happy to take our data, but not prepared to share information on how the company works.
So this is a document written by Facebook executives in Australia, and what they told their business customers there was that we have so much data